The CBS4 Problem Solvers is taking a critical look at the Indianapolis Metro Police Department. We've collected data over the last year, which paints a dangerous picture.
Hundreds of police chases, hundreds of people injured. As CBS4's Frank Mickens found in his investigation, officers are following a policy that can get innocent people hurt.
It's a familiar script. The cops chase down the bad guys, and only the bad guys get hurt.
Flip the channel to the real world, and police chases, thousands of them, are hurting hundreds of people in Indy, and many of them are innocent.
Pursuits are inherently dangerous just because of the speed.
U.S. Justice Department statistics show every day at least one American dies in a police chase. A third of the victims are innocent bystanders.
Is it worth it? And that's what it comes back to.
For decades, experts have warned police about the danger. But in Indianapolis, the numbers indicate pursuits have never been more dangerous for police and the public. CBS4 Problem Solvers requested IMPD data dating back 10 years. Incomplete statistics show 3,000 chases since 2007, more than 500 chases just last year.
That's a shocking number.
Philadelphia police had 77, Dallas 68. Much larger cities with high crime rates with a fraction of the pursuits.
Off he goes.
In fact, we didn't find a city in the country that could match IMPD besides Los Angeles.
I think that's incredibly high.
CBS4 Problem Solvers took these eye-opening numbers to researchers and experts who teach police driving tactics.
That's a lot of pursuits, and it's a lot of danger to the public, a lot of danger to the officers.
The numbers also showed pursuit crashes climbed from 41 in 2014 to 139 last year. And over the same four-year period, injuries to citizens more than tripled, climbing from 18 to 60. 4 people have been killed.
The public they have a right to question, is there a better way that we can do the job?
The experts explained what they think IMPD is doing wrong and why the policy is 20 to 30 years out of date. The department's pursuit policy authorizes chases for felonies, traffic offenses, and misdemeanors. That means officers are going on potentially dangerous chases for minor traffic violations like speeding, a broken taillight, or a suspended license. 80% of IMPD's chases are initiated by nonviolent incidents like traffic offenses or stolen cars, which is deemed acceptable under IMPD's current policy.
Things like traffic stops or suspicious vehicles, they're just not worth the risk.
2 examples: a chase at high speed.
Control, he's not going to stop. We're in vehicle pursuit.
Going the wrong way.
Still westbound, but he's in the eastbound lane.
Ends with a car into a house.
Crashed on Linden. Crashed on Linden. Just crashed.
Because the car came up stolen. A car full of injured bystanders.
Never seen that many cops come from different directions before.
Smashed.
Just happened, slammed into the wall.
Over a driver the cops clocked speeding.
We hit the concrete. The airbag actually hit this side of my face, and this side smashed into the driver's side window.
According to the U.S. Justice Department, 71% of America's police departments put tougher restrictions on pursuits, and those agencies have fewer chases, fewer injuries, and fewer people are dying. So we needed to talk to IMPD Chief Brian Roach, who admitted the policy needs to be looked at.
When you've got 538 pursuits, and a city like Philadelphia has 77, it just seems like to me this would need to be something tackled quickly, succinctly, and with definition. I mean, these numbers aren't even close. So
right. So Frank, I also have 129 homicides. I have 140 people that have been killed. I have over 300 death investigations, whether it's opioid overdoses or so. I can't let things overcome me to where I'm putting one thing above the other. I've got to do it all.
Is it worth taking the risk not chasing someone if it means that you're not putting the public at risk as much?
If you look at the pursuits that began with traffic infraction, again, 56% of them end up in an arrest other than the violation, right? And other than the fleeing, whether it's narcotics, whether it's guns, whether it's a warrant.
But what if one person dies, you wouldn't?
Right.
Even if
it doesn't matter.
The experts say most police around the country are not allowed to give chase unless there's been a violent felony, like an armed robbery, homicide, rape, or carjacking. Roach says he's considering a similar policy, but he's not ready to make a decision even after 2 years of discussions.
And God forbid it happens, but let's say someone loses their life or is seriously injured as a result of a pursuit that, if you had a more restrictive policy, would not have happened. What does that do to you the morning you find out about that, as you're waiting to put a new policy in place?
You feel bad. You feel horrible, right? Because you're always going to second guess. So, the first thing I'm going to ask is what were we pursuing it for, right? It's the first thing we ask all the time. What were we pursuing it for?
And we can't forget the danger these pursuits present to the officers. Since 2014, the number of injuries to officers in IMPD has skyrocketed from 2 to 26 last year. Chief Brian Roach tells me he hopes to make a decision about the pursuit policy by the end of this year, but it might take longer. And even then, he offered no guarantees the policy will change.